Hello, hello, and it's time for another British Guy Reviews American Beer. And today we have a can of Prima Pils, which is a German Pilsner, and it's from Victory Brewing in Pennsylvania. Now, I did a review of another Victory Brewing beer. I did the Sour Monkey, which is a sour Belgian triple, and that wasn't for me. But I'm never going to judge a brewery by one beer. So I thought let's give their German Pilsner a try. And really nice to start seeing these kind of European lager styles, German Pilsner, Helles Lager, those kind of things popping up in the American kind of beer market, the American craft beer market. Because I guess, well, a couple of reasons why I think that might be happening. And I think perceptions have changed a little bit about lager, in that it's not just your macro, cheap, flavorless drink, but also maybe um, we're getting just a little bit tired of just pounding IPAs and all of those American hop flavors, and branching out a little bit more into some of the more traditional styles, which is all great. And the American breweries are kind of dialing back a little bit into some of those traditional styles. So I don't obviously I don't think this is a new beer from Victory. I think they've probably been brewing this for quite a while. However, um, these styles are kind of coming to prominence a little bit, and you're just starting to see them more in your kind of your beer shop or even in the grocery store. So let's see how we get on with a Pennsylvania brewery brewing a very traditional German style. So the ABV is 5.3%. And then all I really have, I'm not going to read some of the notes on the side of the can, but I have my ingredients, which are Pilsner malt, and then some very traditional German hops: Tettnang, Hallertau, Spalt, and Saaz. Give it a nice aggressive pour there. Um, and we're going to have to wait a little bit of time for that beer to settle down. Now, German Pils for me is kind of an obvious one for the craft breweries to be kind of getting into, especially when we're talking about the American consumer that has been kind of used to those more bitter and more hoppy beers. I think German Pils is is quite often surprisingly bitter to people. It's a very flavorful style. I think quite often, again, people think of lagers and they think of muted flavors, not so hoppy, maybe. But the German Pilsner quite often can have quite a solid hop presence and quite quite an assertive bitterness. So I'm kind of interested to see um, if that holds true for victories. So let's get a look at the beer. So it's still sitting there with a pretty large rocky white head. It's kind of a deep straw coloured beer, light gold coloured beer. A little bit hazy. Maybe that's just a little bit of condensation on the glass as opposed to it is, there's still a bit of a haze there, but it's a relatively clear beer, and quite a decent amount of kind of um, large bubbles streaming from the bottom of the glass there. So it looks pretty well carbonated. Let's see what the aroma is like. Yeah, I mean, if someone told me I was sitting in Germany and and smelling a locally brewed beer, I would believe there's kind of a little bit of a breadiness um, immediately, which I kind of pick up from the probably from the yeast, and then hop wise, a little bit of lemon, a little bit of kind of earthiness, um, bit of kind of herbal spiciness. Then I get a little bit of sulfur as well. So all the kind of flavors or aromas that I expect to get from a German Pilsner. Touch of kind of, that kind of grainy sweetness as well. Smells really good. Let's dive in and see what we get. Cheers. Yeah, the flavor does follow the aroma. There's kind of a prickly bitterness there. Little bit of spice, little bit of pepper, light citrus. It's a very, very pleasant beer, and there's almost a little bit of perfume and kind of a perfumey, prickly bitterness, which lingers a little bit on the palate, which is nice. I really get as I lift the glass up and I'm getting my nose into the beer as I'm drinking it. I really do get that kind of sulfur coming off the beer. It's, yeah, well carbonated. It's medium, just maybe a little bit higher than medium carbonation. Um, the only slight criticism I might have is that the mouthfeel for me, it's, I guess there's a distinction between crisp, refreshing, and maybe a little thin on the mouthfeel. And for me, it just strikes me as a little thin. Um, but yeah, those kind of that earthy citrus, followed up with that kind of prickly bitterness, is very pleasant, nice and easy drinking. You know, yeah, definitely a good example of a German Pilsner, and yeah, and well done. I'm trying to decide whether I am enjoying that kind of touch of perfumey bitterness at the end. Yeah, nice lacing on the glass. Looks very good in the glass. I think now the condensation has cleared up a bit on the outside of the glass. You can see that it probably looks a bit clearer than it did earlier, but still a little, a little bit of haze to the beer. So a nice example of a German Pilsner. Um, from a from a rating perspective, um, it smelled really inviting. I feel a little bit that the taste and the mouthfeel particularly hasn't quite lived up to what I was kind of expecting as I smelled the beer. Um, but for me, it's an easy drinker. It's a nicely put together beer, um, and it's got a lot of the elements that I would expect from a good German Pilsner if I was sitting in Germany right now. So I will give Victory Prima Pils a 3.6 out of 5. I would definitely pick it up again, and quite happily sit back with a 6-pack on a warm sunny day and sit outside and enjoy sitting outside and relaxing and enjoying my Pilsner. So I'd love to know in the comments if you've had Prima Pils. What do you think of it? Is it have you tried the kind of German Pilsners from Europe? Have you tried other examples from other craft breweries in the US? Yeah, leave a comment, and I'm always um, you know looking forward to reading what you guys think of the beers I review. So I hope you like the video. Again, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.